Jeff Durkin with We Are Change Connecticut. We're out here at Philadelphia. We're joined by Dustin Slaughter, independent journalist based in Philadelphia. Dustin, thanks for coming out today, and tell us first what got you involved really in journalism in the Philadelphia area and what issues you've been covering lately.
Well, thanks for having me. Basically, in Philadelphia right now, we have a situation going on with the newspapers and mainstream media in general, where there have been, there's basically a corporate titan by the name of George Norcross who is decimating the news landscape here in the city. And you're seeing this all over the country, of course, too, with conglomerated media, wealthy individuals holding the power of information in their hands, and threatening layoffs and all kinds of things. So we decided that myself and another colleague who run it's called the PhillyDeclaration.org. We decided that we were going to try to cover stories here in the city that are not getting enough attention.
So some of the issues you've been covering lately that the media hasn't been covering, I noticed you've been covering the Bradley Manning case, stuff like that. What do you think the state of media is in general now from your perspective on journalism, and where do you see it heading as a trend?
Well, I mean, I see it being a lot more decentralized, which is a good thing in a lot of ways, because corporate media, as I'm sure you and your viewers are quite aware, prefers not to cover certain topics. It took Alexa O'Brien, an independent journalist, who covered Bradley Manning from the very beginning, to get the story out. And that because mainstream media wasn't going down to the trials, it wasn't covering probably one of the most important trials in American history.
So just lately, you mentioned the Fusion Center behind the scenes, the latest issue. Can you tell people about that in the Philly area for viewers out there? What the latest you've been covering on that topic?
Sure. Well, real quick, the Fusion Center is basically an intelligence gathering center in South Philadelphia. It was put together with $10 million in federal funds, $10 million in city funds, and part of what's outrageous, and I'll get to more about like what the problems with the Fusion Center in general. But to me, what is probably the most outrageous is that this city is bankrupt right now. We are closing. We have an unprecedented amount of school closings happening in the city right now, and for the city to pony up $10 million while children's education is being threatened is outrageous to me. Now, in 2012, a bipartisan Senate report basically lambasted fusion centers, the concept of fusion centers in general, but specifically the one here in Philadelphia, because it appeared that there was a misappropriation of funds. At one point, FEMA actually pulled out. They didn't want to be involved with the project anymore because they were concerned about how the money was being spent by the Philadelphia Police Department, among other agencies. But they also, this bipartisan Senate report talked about how these centers in general, they gather junk intelligence. And really what's not being talked about and what I feel we are trying to do, and we will continue to be doing, is pointing out the fact that you have these fusion centers that are essentially money-making operations for a broad swath of private contractors, and it's all part of the security or the intelligence complex, the military-industrial intelligence complex. So what we've been doing is sort of investigating some of the contractors involved with the one in Philadelphia, with the Fusion Center in Philadelphia, and we plan on building a wiki as time goes on with publicly available information that anyone can go check out, that members of the news media can go check out, to investigate these contractors, because we feel that this is not only a danger to fiscally strapped cities like Philadelphia, but it's also a danger to our democracy because they violate civil rights, they violate civil liberties, and they collect junk intelligence. So,
just to wrap it up here quick, tell the viewers out there your website, you could how to follow you, how to check out your latest articles, stuff like that, any events you plan on covering, any events you've covered already, everything else.
Yeah, well, you can find us at PhillyDeclaration.org, and you can follow us on Twitter at DeclarationPHL. And like I said, we plan on continuing to investigate private contractors involved in the Fusion Center here. We've been doing a lot of right-to-know requests, Freedom of Information Act requests with the city with regards to police surveillance of First Amendment protected activities such as activism and things like that. So.
It's getting better. I think what's important is that we need reasoned, expert coverage of what is happening legally, what its ramifications are on the First Amendment, and on military law, and that hasn't happened yet.
We are changed because without grassroots media, without citizen journalism, we will not be able to take back the media. We have to make the corporate media irrelevant and take things in our own hands. And I applaud your guys' efforts, and I applaud everyone who's doing similar things, because this is really the revolution right here.